Hello and welcome back once again to Infinite Chef, the project where I, Jeff, read the book Infinite Jest to you one page at a time, one day at a time, put it up on the YouTube, on the YouTube, whatever. You know the drill. If you randomly started listening at page 372, which is the page we're on, then you deserve to not have any context. I don't know. But this is it. We're into year two. This is year two. Been doing this for over a year. I don't know. I think that's cool. But anyway, more diddling talk. So I apologize in advance for page 372. Here we go. Would diddle his way to extremity and cry out, "Raquel!" And then, but he would just clamber out and off and leave the dark bedroom smiling. Excuse me. And sated, and lots of time leave the mask still on it, like he'd forgot or not care, just as he seemed oblivious, but for the grace of God, in a way, to the fetally curled, skinny form of the adopted daughter lying perfectly still in the next bed, in the dark, pretending to sleep, silent, shell-breathing, with her hard, skinny, wounded, pre-addiction face turned to the wall, in the room's next bed, her bed, the one without the collapsible, crib-like hospital railings along the sides. The audience is clutching its collective head, by this time only partly in empathy, as the speaker specifies how she was de facto emotionally all but like forced to flee and strip and swan dive into the dark spiritual anesthesia of active drug addiction in a dysfunctional attempt to psychologically deal with one particular seminally scarring night of abject horror, the indescribable horror of the way it, the biological daughter, had looked up at her, the speaker, one particular final time on this one particular one particular final time on this one particular one of the frequent occasions the speaker had to get out of bed after the father had come and gone and tiptoe over to its bed and lean over the cold metal hospital railing and remove the rubber Raquel Welch mask and replace it in a bedside drawer under some back issues of Ramparts and Commonweal, after carefully closing its splayed legs and pulling down its variously stained designer nightie, all of which she made sure to do when the father didn't bother to at night, so that the wacko foster mother wouldn't come in the a.m. and find it in a rubber Raquel Welch mask with its nightie hiked up and its legs agape, and put two and two together and gets all kind of deep denial shattered about why the foster father always went around the foster house with a silent, creepy smile, and flip out and make the invertebrate catatonic's father stop diddling it, because, the speaker figured, if the foster father had to stop diddling it, it didn't exactly take Sally Jesse Raphael MSW to figure out who was probably going to get promoted to the role of Raquel over in the next bed. The silent, smiling claims processor father never once acknowledged the adopted daughter's little post-incestuous tidyings up. It's the kind of sick, unspoken complicity characteristic of wildly dysfunctional families, confides the speaker, who's also proud, she says, to be a member of a splinter 12-step fellowship, an adult child type thing called Wounded, Hurting, Inadequately Nurtured, but Ever Recovering Survivors. That group is called Wounded, Hurting, Inadequately Nurtured, but Ever Recovering Survivors, which is an acronym of, it spells whiners, so that's funny. But, so, she says, it was this one particular night, soon after she'd turned 16, after the father had come and gone, and uncaringly just left its mask on again, and over to its bedside the speaker had to creep in the dark to tidy up, but this time, it turned out, there was a problem with the Raquel Welch mask's long auburn horsehair tresses having gotten twisted and knotted into the semi-living strands of its own elaborately over-moosed coiffeur, and the adopted daughter had to activate the perimeter of lights on its bedside tables many... Alright, that was page 372. Let's say, no, this stuff's not that much fun to read. Oh, but when we get to 375, we're actually moving on from AA, so that's interesting. What is it going to be? Well, I guess we'll find out. Hopefully, it's fun to read. But that was page 372, talking about incestuous diddling. So, enjoy that. Have a good night.